What's going on, everyone? So I've gone over this video a little bit in Instagram. I'm going to go over it at like longer length for you guys at Ronin. So the summary of the Instagram video was that you don't want to try and get your back tight when you're pulling off the floor for a snatch, a clean, or a deadlift by pulling your shoulder blades together. Because what this does is it takes your lats, so the big old muscle that goes from like underneath your armpit here to into your lower back, from helping you to move the bar and to like stabilize it. So what your lats essentially do is they take your elbow from being like basically out here somewhere, and they pull your elbow in. So when you're doing like pull-ups and you're trying to pull here, your lats basically will work and they'll squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and shorten until your elbow gets into your side. And the most shortened position your lats can get into would be this. So slightly side bended with your elbow squeezed into your side. As soon as your elbow starts to move backwards or your shoulder blades come behind like the center line of your body, your lats can't really pull that well, because where your lats attaches on your arm. So if your arm comes back here, you can't really use your lat anymore. So you kind of need your arm to be slightly in front of the line of your body to be able to engage your lats. So if we're squeezing our shoulder blades together like this to try and pull the bar off the floor, or to go from hang or block or whatever it is, we're not engaging our lats. So then we're depending purely on your erectors, like your lower back, and then the muscles in your upper back, which are very small. Like when you think about the amount of like line your lats cover here to here, and then you think about how small like your rear delts, your traps are, you want to use your lats. So the easiest way to do that is, instead of trying to pull your shoulder blades together like this, I want you to try, get your back as flat as possible, but try to make your shoulders as wide as possible. So you're basically trying to keep your shoulders out like this. The easiest way you can probably do it is just to go like this, bring your arms up and try to reach as far as you can, make your reach as long as you can. Then all I want you to do is turn your thumbs down without letting your chest drop, and then I just want you to bring your arms into your side here. So bring them into like where your clean grip would be or where your snatch grip would be. That's basically where you're going to keep your lats tight, this line here. Because if I do this, I can't really use my lats that well. But if I'm here, I can feel like I can squeeze my lats. So the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to try and make sure that when you do this, and you hold this position, you're holding it off the floor. So I'm going to go through what the technique looks like, then I'm going to go through an activation exercise. So what you're going to want to do is, when you're setting up off the floor, is instead of trying to get your back tight by rocking backwards like this and putting your shoulder blades together, what I want you to do is, I want you to keep the bar in the middle of your foot. I want you to be kind of slumped over, so you can probably see like how my back's kind of slumped. Then as you start to bring your chest up, I just want you to try and press your hands this way. So I'm going to kind of try and scoop my hands out in this pattern here, and look what happens. So this is me doing it with my shoulder blades together and trying to pull off the floor and trying to get over it. This is me now. I'm going to try and spread my shoulders apart. Hopefully you can see a difference there. So one of the easiest ways you're going to be able to learn this and be able to drill this in is going to be to do a straight arm lat pull. So you normally get a straight arm lat pull down does as a pull down, like from a vertical line. We're just going to do it horizontally to kind of drill for our own purposes more. You're going to take a band. I've just hooked it to a toaster rack so that I can get both strands. You can do it with less band tension or whatever you need. You're just going to grab onto the band with both hands. You're going to go into like a Romanian deadlift-ish position, like this, so your legs are relatively straight. You're in a hinge, you can feel your hamstring stretching, and all you're going to do from here is you're just going to try and pull the band back towards your shins, like this. And you should be able to see that I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to pull my shoulder blades together. I'm just trying to pull the band down towards my shins. Towards my shins, towards my shins, towards my shins. You can do like 5 to 10 reps, and you just hold like this on each one. Like 1, 2, 2, 2, and so on and so forth. Then for the last bit, after you've done a few of these, like let's say do 2 sets of 10, you're then going to pull in, but you're then going to try and drop into a start position. You're just going to try and move up and down through the positions you would for a snatch or clean. If you try to pull your shoulder blades back together too soon, you'll feel yourself like lose control. Like when I try to pull my shoulder blades together, I lose balance. So you'll have to learn to keep your lats engaged and push your arms out this way. So when you take that back into the snatch or clean, that should feel like, okay, I know how to get my back tight now. The other thing you can add on top of this, once you've got the hang of it, is to try and make a rule with yourself that when you're snatching or cleaning, your shoulder blades and your shoulders, they move up and down. They never move back and forth like this. They don't do this. They only do this. Any rotation you need back and forth will naturally happen, but if you can try and keep yourself in this line, it means you're going to keep all the muscles in your back engaged that much better, and it's going to make it that much easier to use more muscle mass and to get into a really good position to use your legs to keep the bar close when you snatch and clean. So try that stuff out. I've spoken to a bunch of you about this already, but any of you who might be trying to get your start position better or just engage your back a little bit better, this should hopefully help.